The edge of everything. Half forgotten, half mythical. Voyager 2 now drifts silently through a darkness untouched by sunlight, tracing an invisible path beyond the outermost planets, past the final whisper of our solar wind, and into a realm no human eye has ever seen, no radio wave ever called home from. This fragile spacecraft, launched in 1977, when disco ruled the airwaves, cars had chrome teeth, and computers filled entire rooms, was never designed for immortality. It had a 5-year mission. It was supposed to fade, quietly, like so many signals before it. And yet, nearly 50 years later, Voyager 2 is still alive. Still transmitting. Still listening. But recently, it sent something no one expected. A transmission so precise, so sharply defined, so deeply unsettling, that it forced scientists to reconsider everything they assumed about our place in the cosmos. Because Voyager 2 didn't just exit our solar system. It crossed into something else. Something watching. Its journey was always one of endurance, not revelation. It was designed to visit Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, and Neptune, a grand tour of the gas giants. Then it was meant to go silent, left to drift forever among the stars. But something happened. Voyager 2 didn't fall quiet. It moved through solar storms, cosmic dust, dead zones colder than absolute logic can tolerate, and it just kept going. In 2018, it approached the edge. What scientists had always called the heliopause, a theoretical boundary where the influence of the Sun ends and the vast emptiness of interstellar space begins. But what Voyager recorded at that moment defied every expectation. Instead of a slow decline in solar particles, instead of a gentle fading of solar influence, the spacecraft recorded a dramatic shift. Plasma density skyrocketed. Magnetic fields snapped into strange alignments. Cosmic radiation, deadly to life, surged by over 70%. This wasn't a blur. It was a barrier. A membrane. Like Voyager had opened a cosmic door, and stepped into a completely different climate. For decades, science textbooks described the edge of the solar system as a foggy boundary. A soft transition between solar wind and interstellar medium. But Voyager 2 proved otherwise. The heliosphere, the magnetic bubble created by the Sun, acts less like a fading breeze and more like a living cocoon. It breathes. It flexes. It pulses in response to the solar cycle. During solar maximum, it expands, pushing the interstellar medium outward. During minimum, it contracts, exposing us to far more radiation from the galaxy. It behaves like an organism. And more importantly, it's not static. It's vulnerable. Voyager 1 crossed the heliopause at 119 astronomical units. Voyager 2, approaching from a slightly different angle, crossed it at 121 astronomical units. This 2 astronomical units difference isn't a fluke. It's evidence of motion. Of flexibility. Of fragility. Which means the boundary that shields Earth from the violent radiation of deep space isn't permanent. It's alive, and possibly shrinking. But that wasn't the the signal in the silence. What came next wasn't plasma. It wasn't radiation. It was magnetism, and it was precise. As Voyager 2's instruments stabilized beyond the heliopause, they recorded something chilling. The interstellar magnetic field outside the bubble was nearly perfectly aligned with the Sun's own magnetic field inside. That kind of alignment was never supposed to happen. According to all prevailing models, the fields should clash, twisting, turning, interacting chaotically at odd angles. Instead, they met like matching pieces of a puzzle. Seamless, smooth, almost sculpted. Theories exploded. Was the Sun carving a path through the galaxy with this field? Or was the interstellar medium responding to it? Or worse, was it designed to align? Could this perfect magnetic bridge act like a cosmic filter, allowing only certain signals to pass through? Or, more unsettlingly, could it be monitored? Then in 2019, silence. Voyager 2 suddenly fell dark. No error codes. No mechanical failure. Just gone. Engineers at NASA could do nothing. At 11 billion miles from Earth, Voyager was far beyond real-time communication. And then, just as suddenly, it came back online. Without a single command from Earth. The official explanation was hardware instability. But buried in the data stream were electromagnetic spikes, brief, sharp pulses unlike anything the team had seen before. Some scientists speculated it was just cosmic rays. Others weren't so sure. Because shortly after the blackout, Voyager 2's plasma wave instrument detected something strange. Low-frequency pulses in the space around it. Not random. Not turbulent. But rhythmic. Stable. A signal, pulsing every 13.2 hours. Perfectly. For weeks, then months. It wasn't solar wind. It wasn't ambient galactic noise. It was too clean. Too deliberate. When the signal was translated into sound, it resembled something deeply unsettling, not mechanical, not artificial, but organic. A heartbeat. In space. And as the pulse continued, Voyager's communication delay began to subtly shift, not due to distance, but as if space itself was being compressed and relaxed around it. As if something enormous, unseen, was breathing. Then came the energy bursts. What first appeared to be random spikes eventually revealed a structure. A pattern. A wave. When plotted across time, the pulses formed a spiral, one that followed the Fibonacci sequence, a mathematical ratio found in everything from seashells to hurricanes to spiral galaxies. Coincidence? Or communication? Some scientists refused to comment. Others whispered about a response field, a kind of medium that reacts to the presence of technology. As if something, out there, wasn't just being observed, but was observing back. Then came the magnetometer inversion. The magnetic field didn't weaken. It reversed. It bent. Space itself seemed to fold in on the spacecraft, like a lens distorting light, but without the mass or gravity to explain it. This led to one final, radical theory. What if the heliopause isn't a wall? What if it's a window? One way. Directional. A boundary designed not just to shield, but to filter. A threshold that lets signals out, but muffles anything trying to get back in. And Voyager 2 just punched a hole through it. That's when the impossible happened. The spacecraft began transmitting data it was never programmed to collect. Logs from dates years earlier. In formats it shouldn't have been able to use. Subroutines long considered dead flickered to life. Gyroscopes aligned with constellations Voyager had already passed. And then came the images. Flickering, distorted. Not from Voyager. But from around it. Shapes, shadows. Movement. Was Voyager seen now? Or was it witnessing something else's memory? Was it detecting the residue of ancient activity? Or had it tapped into something archival embedded in space itself? What if the void isn't empty? What if it's recorded? Voyager 2 was never meant to find meaning. It was never designed to understand. Just to witness. To drift. To hope. But what it found beyond the final breath of solar wind was not silence. It was structure. Pulse. Signal. Spiral. Response. Maybe deep space isn't indifferent. Maybe we were wrong to assume silence means absence. Maybe something is listening, and now, it's responding. We expected the unknown to look like us. To speak in voices we could recognize. But Voyager didn't find language. It found pattern. Timing. Intention. A conversation already in progress. So ask yourself,